Okay, let's go into the background and we're going to play with some shapes because I want you to start simplifying the background using the different quadrants as simplified shapes in your mind. That way it's easier to recreate the shapes when you're painting. The next thing we're going to do on our painting is go in and we're going to color match the background and we're going to start painting in the shapes. And as we paint in these shapes, it also helps us determine if our drawing is incorrect. By shapes, I mean that if I just take this lasso tool, so if I'm looking at this shadowy shape right here, if I know that this shape right here is shaped like this, it's a very irregular shape, so I don't know what to call it really. Let me find us a wacky color we can use. All right, let's put that in there. If we recreate this shape in our drawing on our canvas, that's going to help us see the contour of this maraca. And if we have this shape right, it'll help us see and paint the contour of this shadow. Here's another shape. I'm going to move that up for a second. Okay, lasso tool, this is where that line was. Right there. Let's put our green color in there. Let me put this guideline back where it was. Right here, we've got this little green shape right here. And those are on the same layer, so now they're picking up together. But when we get back to the canvas, we'll look at this little shape right here and see how it relates to what we've got drawn so far. And we know we've put our center point in the right spot where our midpoints intersect. So that tells us that we should have this shape right here, and that tells us where the edges of the maraca goes. And same thing with this little shape above it. And let's make some more shapes just so we can see. I'm going to quit talking here and let's just look at some different shapes that I create. By the way, you don't have to sit down in Photoshop and do this. The reason why I'm doing this in Photoshop is just to help you get this idea in your mind of background shapes. I see another shape right here, whoops, that would help us really see the shape of this highlighted area. Okay, so look at this shape. If we just recreate this shape with our lighter yellows, our lighter goldish brownish yellows, then that'll help us get this shape right. And then you have another shape here that's going to be dark. You can kind of see the overall shape of this bottom right imaginary quadrant within this whole top left quadrant between our quadrant points. So after using and watching me do this method over and over on YouTube and in this free course, you're really going to get this grid down and all these little like labels that I have for all of this stuff, the quadrant points, the halfway dash, the intersection, and you're going to know this like the back of your hand. And you're going to be able to sit down and whip out a daily painting for practice. I could sit here and make a whole bunch of shapes, but let's go back to our painting board and we will start painting in the background.